Hi friends, I want you to lean in, because this message, this one, might just change your life. It's not what most people will tell you. It's not what the world teaches. It's raw. It's honest. And it's the truth many of you have lived, but never dared to speak. You see, we've been told that if a man provides, protects, and says the right words now and then, he's done enough. That if he's a good man, responsible, present, maybe even sacrificial, that should be more than enough to hold her heart. But I've seen it time and time again. Men who bent over backward to care for their wives only to be left wondering, why did she leave me? Men who were there every night, paid the bills, brought the groceries, showed up, yet still, she walked away. Why? Because care without connection is like a well with no water. Because safety without strength feels like a home with no fire. Because she wasn't just looking for help. She was yearning to be held emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. So don't scroll past this. Don't shut down, don't defend, because the answer isn't in doing more, it's in becoming more. If you're willing to open your heart and hear the truth, this message is for you. And by the end, you will understand exactly why women leave men who care for them, and how to stop it before it's too late. Love alone is not enough. Why care without clarity can drive a woman away. This is one of the most misunderstood truths in relationships. We are taught from boyhood into manhood that love is action. That if you care for her, truly care, you will provide, you will protect, you will do the heavy lifting, you will show up. And yes, those things are important, they are powerful, but they are not enough. Because love without clarity becomes confusion. Care without direction becomes chaos. And when a woman is constantly guessing where she stands, what you feel, what your intentions are, and where the relationship is heading, she begins to drown in emotional uncertainty, no matter how much you do for her. Men often believe that if they're doing the right things, the relationship should work. They provide a roof over her head. They pay the bills, they stay faithful, they don't yell, they show patience. But they fail to communicate, fail to lead, fail to speak with vision, and fail to make her feel emotionally secure. And so she begins to feel that while she may be physically safe, she is spiritually starving. The care she receives begins to feel mechanical, disconnected from the deeper emotional needs of her heart. She can't quite explain it to anyone. She might even feel guilty for feeling unfulfilled. After all, this man cares. He's a good man. But deep down, she begins to feel more like a roommate than a soulmate. More like a passenger in a car with no destination. He's driving, sure, but he never tells her where they're going, and he never asks what she dreams about. She's in the car, but she feels completely alone. Love without clarity turns into emotional fog. A woman begins to ask herself questions she never thought she'd have to ask. Does he really know me? Do I matter to him beyond what I do for him? Is this all there is? And here's the heartbreaking truth. When clarity is missing, doubt takes its place. Doubt that she is seen. Doubt that her voice matters. Doubt that she is understood. Doubt that there is a future worth holding on to. And doubt, left unchecked, breeds emotional detachment. And when a woman detaches emotionally, it's only a matter of time before she detaches physically and relationally. Not because she wanted to, but because her soul could not breathe in the silence any longer. A man can work himself to the bone trying to care for her. But if he is emotionally distant, if he is vague in his love, if he cannot clearly express what she means to him, where they are going, and what he is building with her, then she will feel like she is building a life with a stranger. And in time, even kindness begins to feel like obligation. His affection feels scripted. His actions feel hollow. Because clarity is what gives love weight. Clarity is what turns care into connection. Without it, no amount of service or sacrifice can save a relationship from slowly falling apart from the inside out. The hidden wounds of emotional neglect behind acts of kindness often go unseen, but run deep beneath the surface of many relationships. On the outside, a man may appear to be doing everything right, He shows up, he listens, he brings flowers, he offers help with chores, he says kind words, but behind these outward gestures can lie a profound emptiness that no act of kindness alone can fill. It's a wound that many women carry quietly, one that grows when the emotional connection they crave is missing or misunderstood. These wounds are not about grand gestures or superficial niceties. They are about feeling truly seen, heard, and understood at the core of who they are. When a man is kind but emotionally unavailable, a woman senses the gap between what is done and what is needed. Kindness without emotional presence feels like a mask, something polite and pleasant but ultimately hollow. She may appreciate the gestures, but inside her heart she feels lonely. This kind of neglect is subtle, and often it's not intentional. The man may think that his kindness is enough, that his good intentions should be enough. But emotional neglect is not about what is given in action alone. It's about what is missing in the invisible spaces of the relationship. The conversations left unsaid, the feelings not acknowledged, the vulnerabilities not met with openness. Over time, these hidden wounds deepen because they touch on fundamental human needs: the need for emotional safety, the need for intimacy, the need to be valued beyond utility. When these needs go unmet, a woman may begin to withdraw, even as she remains physically present. She may stop sharing her thoughts, her fears, and her dreams. She may retreat behind a smile while her heart cries out for connection. This emotional distancing is a form of self-protection, a response to a kind of neglect that cannot be easily named but is deeply felt. It's important to understand that kindness, as important as it is, cannot replace emotional engagement. Acts of kindness can be empty if they are not accompanied by genuine listening, empathy, and emotional responsiveness. A woman needs to feel that her emotions matter, that her pain is not ignored or minimized, and that her joys are celebrated wholeheartedly. Without this emotional presence, kindness can feel like a bandage over a wound that requires healing from deeper attention and care. The pain of emotional neglect often remains invisible to outsiders and even to the men themselves, making it all the more dangerous. It silently erodes trust and connection, creating a barrier between two people who once dreamed of building a life together. If left unaddressed, these hidden wounds can lead a woman to question the very foundation of the relationship and eventually to walk away, not because she doesn't appreciate kindness, but because kindness alone can't sustain a heart starved for real emotional nourishment. Men often confuse providing with presence, and this confusion can quietly erode the foundation of even the strongest relationships. Many men believe that if they meet the physical needs, paying the bills, fixing things around the house, making sure their partner has what she needs, then they are fulfilling their role as a loving partner. And while provision is indeed an important part of caring for someone, it is only one piece of a much larger puzzle. Presence, being truly there in heart and mind, is something entirely different, and it's what women deeply crave beyond material support. When a man is focused primarily on providing, he may become distant without even realizing it. His attention goes to the tasks, the responsibilities, the practical demands of life, and less to the emotional landscape of the relationship. He might believe that as long as he keeps everything running smoothly, the relationship will flourish. But what often happens is that the woman begins to feel invisible, not because he isn't there, but because he isn't truly present. Presence means listening deeply without distraction, sharing in joys and sorrows, engaging in meaningful conversations, and showing vulnerability. It means being emotionally accessible, not just physically available. This confusion creates a gap, a silent distance where love struggles to breathe. A woman senses that her partner's heart is elsewhere, wrapped up in the busyness of providing rather than in the intimate moments they share. She may wonder if he understands her fears, her hopes, or her dreams. She may feel that she is living with a stranger who handles the household, but doesn't handle the heart of their relationship. Presence is not about grand declarations. It's about everyday moments filled with genuine attention and care. When men equate care solely with provision, they miss the opportunity to build a deeper, more resilient bond. The emotional connection is what nurtures trust and intimacy. Without Even the most generous acts can feel transactional. A woman doesn't just want a provider. She wants a partner who shows up fully, who listens without judgment, who holds space for her feelings, and who walks beside her in life's journey. Presence creates safety. Not just the safety of a roof over her head, but the safety of knowing she is cherished and understood. This misunderstanding also leads men to overlook how powerful their emotional availability can be. It's not about solving every problem or having all the answers. It's about being there when it matters, sharing in the messiness of life, and being willing to be seen as imperfect. Women leave men who care but are absent because in the quiet moments the absence feels louder than any provision. Presence is the lifeline of love, and when it's missing, the heart begins to drift away even when the body remains. The deep craving for connection women are silently begging for is one of the most profound yet often overlooked realities in relationships. Beneath the surface of everyday life, beyond the words spoken and the gestures exchanged, lies a yearning that many women carry quietly. A yearning not just for companionship, but for a connection so real and so intimate that it touches the very core of their being. This craving is not about grand gestures or fleeting moments. It's about feeling understood, valued, and emotionally entwined with their partner in a way that makes them feel truly alive. Women are wired for connection in a way that goes far beyond the physical or the practical. They seek a partner who will meet them not only in the light, but also in the shadows. Someone who will hold their fears and dreams with equal tenderness. This connection is the soil from which trust grows, where vulnerability is met with acceptance and where love can blossom without fear. Without it, the relationship feels hollow, like two people living side by side rather than heart to heart. Even the kindest actions can ring hollow if they are not accompanied by this deep emotional presence. Many women do not voice this craving directly, sometimes because they don't fully understand it themselves, and other times because they fear rejection or misunderstanding. Yet their hearts whisper for more than just care. They long for a man who will listen without trying to fix, who will be present without distraction, who will show empathy without judgment. They want to feel safe enough to be their whole selves, not just the polished version they show the world. This craving is silent but persistent, like a gentle but unrelenting call that seeks to be answered. When this need goes unmet, it creates a quiet despair. Women may begin to feel invisible or alone, even in the presence of their partner. They might withdraw emotionally, not because they don't love him, but because the connection they crave feels out of reach. This distance can be confusing and painful for both partners. The man may believe he is caring well by providing and doing his part, while the woman feels starved for the kind of connection that nourishes her soul. This gap, if ignored, grows wider over time and can lead to feelings of resentment, loneliness, and ultimately separation. The deep craving for connection is not a weakness. It is a fundamental human need. It is a call to men to step beyond surface-level care and engage fully, with heart, mind, and spirit, in the relationship. It is an invitation to create a space where love is not just expressed in actions, but in the ongoing sacred exchange of understanding and presence. Meeting this craving can transform a relationship, turning it from a mere partnership into a profound union of two souls. When men become passive peacemakers, women often feel forced to walk away. This is a harsh reality that many couples face quietly behind closed doors. A man who avoids conflict at all costs, who refuses to assert his feelings, opinions, or desires, may think he is maintaining peace and harmony in the relationship. But, in truth, this passivity can create a slow erosion of respect, intimacy, and trust. Women sense when a man is not fully engaged, not fighting for what matters, not standing firmly for the relationship. And this absence of passionate involvement often leaves them feeling unseen and unimportant. Peace is valuable, yes, but not at the cost of authenticity and connection. A relationship where one partner silences his voice to avoid disagreement becomes a place of emotional stagnation. The woman is left carrying the weight of decisions, emotions, and future dreams alone. She longs for a man who will lead with conviction, who will face challenges head-on, who will fight for the bond they share. When a man chooses passivity, the relationship loses its dynamic energy, its life force. Without that, love begins to feel like a fragile truce rather than a strong partnership. Women do not want constant conflict, but they do want honest communication, clear boundaries, and shared responsibility. They want a man who is willing to wrestle with difficult issues, who is not afraid to be vulnerable or to disagree respectfully, and who shows that he values the relationship enough to stand firm. When a man steps back and lets everything slide to keep the peace, she may interpret it as a lack of care or commitment. This perceived indifference can feel like rejection and abandonment, pushing her away emotionally and sometimes physically. In many cases, women walk away not because they want to, but because staying feels like settling for less than what they deserve. They leave to protect their own hearts from growing cold in the silence of a relationship without passion or purpose. The absence of a man's courageous engagement is often a silent signal that the relationship is no longer a priority for him. And when a woman senses this, her love begins to withdraw. Being a peacemaker is noble, but being a passive peacemaker who avoids the hard conversations and the difficult emotions is dangerous. True peace is not the absence of conflict, but the presence of respect, honesty, and mutual care. Women want men who fight for love with strength and tenderness, who lead with courage and compassion. Without that, the foundation cracks, and she will eventually find the strength to walk away, seeking the connection and commitment she cannot find in silence. The shocking truth is that caring without leadership often leads to resentment, not gratitude, in a relationship. Many men believe that simply showing up, being kind, and meeting the basic needs of their partner is enough to sustain love. They care by doing what is expected, paying bills, helping around the house, being dependable, but they stop short of taking true leadership in the relationship. This lack of leadership creates confusion and frustration for women who deeply desire a man who not only cares but also guides, protects, and inspires. Without clear direction and intentionality, care becomes a duty rather than a gift, and kindness can feel like obligation rather than love. Women are naturally drawn to strength, not just physical strength, but the strength of character and conviction. They want a partner who can stand firm in the storms of life, who can make difficult decisions, who can create a vision for their shared future, and who can lead with both courage and compassion. When a man fails to step into this role, the relationship can feel adrift, lacking purpose and momentum. The man's care, no matter how sincere, may be overshadowed by a sense of aimlessness or passivity that leaves the woman feeling unsupported at the deepest levels. This absence of leadership can also breed resentment. When a woman senses that she is the one constantly steering the relationship, making the plans, managing emotions, and pushing things forward, she begins to feel burdened and exhausted. Her gratitude for the care she receives is replaced by frustration over the imbalance. She may begin to question why she must carry the weight of the partnership emotionally and practically, while he remains passive or indecisive. Resentment grows quietly but surely, and it erodes the warmth and affection that once defined their love. True leadership in a relationship does not mean control or domination. It means taking responsibility for the health of the relationship, being proactive in communication, showing vulnerability and strength, and making sacrifices not out of obligation but out of love. It means being the man who doesn't just care, but leads with intention and purpose. When a man embraces this role, his care becomes a powerful force that draws a woman closer, building trust, respect, and deep affection. Without leadership, care loses its power. It becomes routine, expected, and sometimes resented. But with leadership, care becomes inspiring. It becomes the kind of love that a woman cherishes and wants to invest in fully. The shocking truth is that women don't just want a man who cares, they want a man who leads. When that is missing, no amount of caring can keep her from eventually walking away. As we've journeyed through the heart of this truth, it becomes clear that love alone, without clarity, connection, presence, courage, and leadership, cannot hold a woman's heart. Women don't leave men who care lightly. They leave because what they need runs deeper than actions or kindness alone. They long for a man who not only cares but also understands, leads, and truly connects with their soul. The challenge before every man is not just to care but to care wisely, to lead courageously, and to love deeply with intention and clarity. When a man steps into that role, he doesn't just keep a woman by his side. He wins her heart every single day. So, to every man listening today, ask yourself, are you merely providing care, or are you offering true presence? Are you passively hoping for peace, or actively leading with love? Are you settling for surface kindness, or are you reaching into the depths of connection that your woman silently craves? The answer to these questions will shape the future of your relationships and the legacy of your love. Let us commit today to rise above confusion, to bring clarity where there is doubt, to bring connection where there is loneliness, and to lead with strength and tenderness, because love that is truly alive, vibrant, and unshakable is built on more than care. It is built on a foundation of heartfelt presence, courageous leadership, and unwavering commitment. May this truth resonate in your heart and transform your relationships forever. And may you become the man who doesn't just care but who leads with love, so that the women you cherish will never have a reason to walk away.